Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mass Diva, and I would appreciate it if everybody would please wish me a happy birthday. Alright, so what I'd like to talk about is situations where sometimes you have this old clique or old group of friends, or you're in some kind of space or some type of situation, or in some group or whatever. You leave to go work on yourself, to go improve yourself. You come back and they no longer embrace you. All right, they start acting funny towards you. They're not nice to you anymore. They reject you, however you want to put it. Okay, so I'm talking about myself here. I could be also talking about you. I want to tell you what to do about it. Okay. So here's the only thing you really can do about it, all right? Just get out of your feelings and get your money, all right? Don't dwell on it. You're gonna get your feelings hurt, all right? If you're a human being with a soul, with a mind, with a heart, you are going to get your feelings when you get rejected by these old friends, all right? When you are no longer welcome at some space that you used to be welcomed in, all right? Some place where you put a lot of effort into making friends and being accepted, where you were a team player and suddenly they don't want you anymore, all right? Or they just act like, you aren't about anything anymore. It's going to hurt your feelings, okay? There could be different reasons. Okay, it could be because you left and you stopped participating, all right, where you and the reason you left was not because you didn't love them anymore. It's because you had to go and you had to work on yourself, all right? We are the kinds of people, I'm saying we as all humankind, we are the kinds of people who need to improve ourselves, all right? We have to constantly be leveling up. We have to constantly be challenging ourselves. And honestly, sometimes we need to go off by ourselves to do this. Sometimes we need to just do this with a significant other. Sometimes we need to go back to school. Sometimes we need to get in the gym. Sometimes we need to quit an addiction, all right? There's just a whole lot of things we need to do, and sometimes we can't do it with a whole group. Sometimes we need to just do it. Sometimes it's just us and God, okay? Or some of you don't believe in God. Sometimes it's just you against yourself doing it, okay? Sometimes you just really can't bring the whole group with you, all right? And that's just the way it goes. So with my own level up journey, what I had to do was I had to work on my channel. I had to get back in the gym. I had to quit a hardcore addiction. I had to, lose a lot of weight. I had to do a whole lot of things to take control of my health. I had to do a whole lot of things to improve myself. I had to switch my mentality. I had to forgive a lot of people who had hurt me, okay? So I think those of you who watch my channel know that this is not a victim channel, okay? There are no victims on my channel. So for me to have a channel where there are no victims, I have to also not be a victim. So I had to decide that I needed to forgive people. I had to decide that, I'm my own leader. I'm my own winner. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. It's time to put all that sadness behind and move ahead and fix my mind to win. All right. So there was no more feeling like the kind of person who is wrong done by. All right. I'm not feeling like the kind of person who is on the losing end of the stick, okay? I'm not feeling like the kind of person who is being picked on, all right? Because, I'm just not that person, okay? I feel blessed. I feel favored by God. I feel just, not like I'm going to sit around and complain about things. All right, I mean, everybody is being picked on by somebody. All right, but for the most part, I really just feel like life is good. I feel like things are out there for me to get my hands on. I feel like things are good. Okay, there's always going to be more that I want out of life. That I'm always going to be striving for. All right, there's always that next goal. It's like I'm never going to quite be satisfied. There's always going to be something more that I want, and I'm always going to be reaching for that next goal. Okay, there's always going to be that next challenge that I'm going to want, but I'm not going to sit around ever feeling sorry for myself. Okay, feeling like I'm an oppressed class for any reason. I just don't have that mentality. All right, so here's the thing. I get around people who still feel that way about themselves. All right, and I make some kind of statement where I don't feel that way about myself. Okay, and these people get offended. All right, and they don't like me anymore. Okay, because I just don't feel like I'm being picked on. All right, now some people do pick on me. All right, there's occasional people who do pick on me, who do want to say something mean to me. Do I feel like a victim? No, because everybody gets somebody saying something mean to them sometimes. Every single person gets somebody saying something mean to them. I mean, but do I feel singled out and targeted and picked on and all that kind of stuff? No. No, I don't think that I'm any more bullied than anybody else. Okay, I think everybody has their day they get bullied. All right. But I don't think that I have this target on my back, that people are out to get me, that I'm this martyr of being picked on. No. Okay, so I get around people who feel like they are people who feel like that. All right. And maybe I used to feel that way because I was less healthy, I was less prosperous. I didn't feel as good about myself as I do now. All right. Maybe I am less humble than I used to be. Okay, so if I'm not humble and I don't feel like a victim, these kinds of people are not going to like me anymore. I don't align with them anymore. All right. So they may not consciously realize it, but they are rejecting me because I don't align with them and their narrative anymore. All right. So I have to not be hurt by that. Okay. They're just kind of like, look, you don't align with us anymore. You're not vibing with us anymore. You don't align with us anymore. It's like you have to sometimes have a victim mentality for people to like you. And when you no longer have a victim mentality, the same people aren't going to like you anymore. Okay? And sometimes when you are goal-oriented and you like yourself, and you have somehow bettered yourself, you have overcome some kind of adversity, or you're getting money, or you're doing something, or you look better, or anything, you've gotten your health back, whatever. I mean, I've done a lot to better myself in the last few years. Sometimes people decide they don't like you anymore. All right. Sometimes they decide that you've lost that humility that they found endearing. They don't like you anymore. All right. So sometimes they are gonna throw shade at you. It's disguised as politeness, but it's shade. All right. Don't let it hurt you. You just can't be in that space anymore. You can't go hang out there anymore. You can't go over there anymore. You don't have a seat at their table anymore, and you just have to accept it and move on. That's what happens because it means that you are aligned with other people who are more goal oriented, who do not see themselves as victims, who have more of your goals, okay, who are ready to hand you opportunities, okay, people who are going to help you be successful, people who just have more of your attitude, your new attitude. All right, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people, they just don't think the same way you do. All right, and when you think a different way than a collective group, they really don't want you around. Okay, they don't want you to come up with ideas and say things that contradict the way the rest of the group feels. All right, because it just sounds like you're being argumentative. All right, it sounds like you're disrespecting them. You're not disrespecting them, but it sounds like disrespect. It comes across as disrespect. It just sounds like you're insulting their intelligence or insulting their struggle. Okay, and you're not. You're just not going through their struggle because you've somehow overcome it, and good for you. But they're still going through it. They still haven't found their way past it. You know, you could be pointing out that they're being insulted. They don't even see it. And you're doing it to help them. They don't see it. You're doing it to show them respect. They don't see it, and they get mad at you. You can't argue it. You can't drill it in their mind. Hey, I was trying to show you how much I respect you. Don't argue with people who are being like that. Do not argue, hey, I was trying to show you respect when I said that. Don't even get into arguments with people like that. Just let them be. Let people be how they are going to be. One of the biggest things that I have had to learn when dealing with other people, just leave them be. Let people be how they're going to be. Don't try to persuade them to be how you are, because everybody is going to develop at their own rate. Don't interfere with people, okay? Just do your own thing. Get out of your feelings and get your money, okay? And now, getting your money could be get your goals, get your fitness, get your sobriety, get your looks right, you know, literally get your money, do whatever you're doing, okay? But just stay out of whatever they're doing. Don't get dragged into whatever their problem is. Don't try to fix people. Don't try to change people. Whatever is going on with them is their deal, okay? And their feelings are just as valid as yours. All right? The feelings are just as valid as yours. You're just on another wavelength now. You just gotta leave people be, right? You just gotta leave them be. Respect whatever they're going through. Respect that you're not thinking the same way as they are anymore. Okay? They just take whatever you're saying and doing as an insult. Even though you were trying to actually compliment them. Or say something intelligent, or just come across with a different opinion. They're just going to take it wrong. And you're not the same as them anymore. They just see you as some outsider now. You don't belong anymore, okay? So you need to take this as a sign from the universe as you belong in some other space now. You don't belong in that neighborhood anymore. You moved out of that neighborhood. That is not the place for you anymore. Now, here's another thing I want you to notice. Notice the other relationships in your life. And I really feel bad for you if this is not happening for you yet, but it will. Notice the other connections you're making. Your professional connections. Your familial connections. Your relationships. Your other connections. Just your reactions with other people. They are more quality. All right, you're having more quality interactions with other people. People are reacting towards you better, okay? You're getting more respect from the general public, right? Because people are going, oh wow, this person has their stuff together. All right, this person, you know, people, you're not really, how can I say this without coming across rude? People aren't making fun of you as much. I don't know how to say that without making it sound rude, but people aren't disrespecting you as much. You're getting more pushback from those old people, but society in general is treating you better. I guess that's what I was trying to say, but I'm being a little bit awkward about it. But that's what I mean. Society in general is showing you more respect. But these people that you used to be like, those are the only people that they're not liking you so much anymore. Okay, you have to just move on, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because you miss the camaraderie you used to have. All right, there are people I really wish I could still talk to. There are friends I miss. There are people I wish I could just sit down and have a cup of coffee. How's your life? You know, like, how's it going? I miss when we used to do A, B, C, and D. I wish, you know, we could still do that and all this kind of stuff. No, because those people would be toxic to me now. Those people are troublemakers. Those people do things that I can't do anymore. You know, because those things would be negative. You know, those people are just trouble. You know, and so, you know, those people do things that are immoral. I mean, they were fun people, but I can't have that in my life. You know, because I've chosen to go a positive direction. So you have to realize they may or may not be low vibrational, but they're just not vibrational with you. So I hope this made sense, and I hope you have the strength to move on from situations like this. You may choose to keep an eye on them, but you may choose to be more stoic and move on without them, because they may be telling you you don't fit in here anymore. And because there just might be, the way you changed might just be making them uncomfortable. Okay, but you had to change for you. You had to change because you needed to. You had to grow. And maybe they are growing too, but it's another direction. They went this way and you went this way, right? And it's just something that happens. So I'm not saying they're bad. You're not bad. People grow, people change. And that's just, it just is what it is. I hate to quote a platitude, but that's just something that happens. And I'm not saying anybody's the bad guy, but sometimes people just let you know that they are done with you. Okay, and your growth bothers them. So, and sometimes their growth is another direction that doesn't resonate with you, so their growth bothers you too. So, I hope this helps somebody, and I hope everybody has a beautiful day. And I will put my Cash App in the description if somebody wants to help out me or my channel. And everybody have a beautiful day on my birthday. Bye-bye.